everyone, it's Haley, and today I'm going to be doing a spoiler-free review for The Girl from Everywhere by Heidi Heilig. This book follows Nix, and Nix's father has this really cool ability. He is able to travel anywhere he wants, so whether it's a real world or a fictional world, as long as he has a map to it, he is able to go there. But he has been obsessed with getting this one map forever that could take him back to his lost love, which is actually Nix's mother, but the problem is that finding this map and going to that place could actually erase Nix's existence. The writing of this book was actually one of the things that I really loved about it. There were multiple references to William Blake, which is one of my absolute favorite poets, so I loved reading the little kind of sly references to Blake in there, and I felt like there were a lot of things that were metaphorical that really worked with the story, but they ultimately kind of fell flat when it came to the plot. The characters themselves, Nix I found to be kind of just not a very compelling protagonist. I wanted a little bit more from her. I wanted her to kind of come out of her shell and become a character on her own, because I felt like her character was mostly defined by those around her, which was a little bit disappointing for me because I think she did have the potential to be a really great protagonist, but there just wasn't that kind of compelling nature that you really need in a main character. Cashmere I actually really liked as a character. I found him to be kind of witty, and he had this real kind of air of confidence surrounding him, but you did sometimes see the holes kind of poking through that, especially when it came to Nix, and I think that their relationship was one of my favorite parts of the book, and I just think that Cashmere was a character that kind of carried the story for me just because he was really fun and I loved hearing more about him. Nix's father I just could not stand, and I think that was kind of mostly the point. He was a grade A-hole, and I felt really bad for Nix because of that, but I really wish that she could kind of move past what was happening with her father, because I feel like as much as she acted like she was turning a blind eye to it, it did really affect her and kind of more of the decisions that she made and her confidence. The plot is where this book fell entirely flat for me. So I really felt like, honestly, this book reminds me a lot of Passenger by Alexandra Bracken, which is funny because I had a lot of the same issues with Passenger that I had with this one. So I was so excited for this book. It was one of my most anticipated releases for, I believe it was winter of this year. I don't even remember, winter or spring, but it just let me down. I thought that more central to the plot would be the travel, because in the synopsis you get certain places that they can go, and I was expecting them to go to those places, but they don't really travel a lot. Travel is at the heart of the story, but not like they don't actively travel themselves, which was really disappointing because I love books where you travel, and especially because the mode of travel in this book is so unique and interesting. I was really looking forward to seeing it, but that being said, nothing was explained. I did like the fact that it wasn't like normal books where, like, kind of that trope where you have the main character finds out all of a sudden that she's part of this new world and she has to learn it. But the beauty of that is that you get to learn it alongside them, so they're asking for explanations. But Nix already has been living in this world her whole life, so you don't get those explanations. They're not thrown in there at all. You're just kind of thrown right into the story, which was really disappointing because I wanted to know how the travel worked and why it was happening and what was going on, but I was just kind of left floundering without those explanations. Honestly, the plot itself I just could not really get into. I couldn't get on board with it, and I was very disappointed because I wanted so much more for this book, but it just didn't really do anything for me. It was slow and it was just a little bit dry and dull, to be honest. So overall, I ended up giving this book a 3 out of 5 stars, which is really unfortunate because I was so looking forward to it, but it happens. I mean, it's whatever. It was a little bit of a disappointment, but moving on to the next book. So yeah, if you guys have read this book, definitely let me know your thoughts on it because I'm very interested to see if other people have felt the same way that I did. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!